It gives people an opportunity to kind of get in the door and just kind of run with the business and be able to do it on the go. I think it's been really fun over the last month. A lot of people, a lot of directors in Champion and also outside of Champion have been posting their pictures of them on the go with their business. And it's so empowering to be able to see that you can do all these fun things of summer and still be able to grow your business. So in our gig kit, so our gig kit is a $200 value, all right? It's a $200 value, and you get it for $60 plus tax. Awesome, it's such a great deal, all right? And our gig kit has some of our products that are the most desired products, all right? So one of them is our little chopper here. Hands down, I think this at least, I don't want to say every day, but definitely every other day, I use this in my kitchen, whether I actually did a little boomerang last night with cutting up garlic, but it didn't quite go, I wanted you to be able to see the big garlic bulb in there, and then it chopped, but we missed the bulb part, so it's just popping around in there, but it's such a fun tool in the kitchen, and this is one of the first things that my husband just absolutely fell in love with, and anytime anybody came into the house, he was like, "Come here, I'm going to show you this, it's super cool," right? It was this and then the hamburger maker, all right? And so that is in our summer kit. So this is something that you can easily take with you. One of our directors, when she had babies, as she was kind of in the business and had her children, she would have this in her diaper bag. And so she would, when they were out at restaurants, food court, whatever, she would grab stuff from the other kids' plates and throw it in here, chop it up for the baby. So then that way she always had baby food on the go. She knew what it was, and it was. And I took that advice when I had my son, when I had my youngest child. I was in Tupperware, and so I took that advice too. And so I would scoop off things that I made for dinner, and that way he had those flavors already, you know, before he could actually eat the meatloaf, he knew what it tasted like. So it worked out great. But then also our breakfast maker, oh my gosh, sorry, Jenny, I'm ruining your display. So our breakfast maker, this is a number one favorite of so many people. And a lot of times it's the favorite of the mom because the kids use it, right? Because the kids get up, they make their own breakfast, they make their own eggs. I see moms nodding their heads like, yes, my job uses that on a regular basis. It's amazing. It's so empowering when they realize that they can do it on their own, right? Even teenagers, you know, sometimes it's not necessarily that they don't want to. It's just that, you know, they don't think they can make it and it'll actually be good. And so this empowers them to be able to do that. So there's so many great things in our little gig kit. Also our Fridge Smart, which is hands down my top seller, always has been, and it helps to have that in your kit. So when you join Tupperware, they like to reward us. I mean, Pam, I've heard her say probably a million times over the years, they give you this, you do this, they'll give you this. You do this, they'll give you this, right? And they do the same thing when you first get started, right? And so when you get started, when you have your first order that goes in that's $300, now it could be several orders that add up to the $300, but when you first have your first $300 in sales in your first 30 days, you get a hat. All right, you get a hat to be able to promote your business, to be able to go out there. And I tell you, that is one of the things that built my business, because I honestly, I could talk to somebody about Tupperware all day long, but I didn't know how to open the conversation, right? If I was just kind of like, oh, I didn't want to force on anybody, but if they were asking me about it, I could tell them about it, right? But I didn't want to just walk up to a random stranger and be like, hey, Tupperware, you know, let's talk. And they're like, you're crazy. All right, so, but having something that said Tupperware on it, whether it was on my body, on my car, on my head, whatever, it didn't matter if it was over my shoulder, it helped open the door to those conversations. And so being able to do that, you'll be able to promote your business. Then when you have $600
No, they still get more. They get the $50 there too.
Oh, they do? I forgot about the $50. Okay, so you get, it's like a cowbell. Woo! All right, so you also get a $50 shopping credit to go and pick out something else from our full line catalog that you want to go with your kit, all right? And so that is such an amazing value too. Then when you hit 600, you get a t-shirt, all right? So you get a t-shirt to be able to promote your business as well. And then of course, at the $1,000 level, they'll give you your $60 back. How awesome is that, all right? So that's what's in it for you as the person who's joining Tupperware. Now, the person who is recruiting you, right? So for all the consultants in the room, you get a $75 shopping credit. So think about, especially if you just got started, you're in your first couple years in the business, think about what you want out of the catalog, right? I know for years I had a wish list, and then every now and again, I mean, Tupperware brings in all this new stuff, and I'm like, ooh, I need that. I need to have that product in my kitchen. And I couldn't afford right away to go and buy those things because my purpose when I came to the business was to make money. I didn't come in as a hobby. I didn't come in as a buyer. I came in to make money. So I didn't buy unless I had the money to buy it, right? Because I needed to make that money. And so I would look for ways to get it for free and get it for a discount. And so that is an excellent way for you to get some of those tools in your kitchen that you can then turn around and grow your business with. Because when you're using them in your kitchen, you're going to be able to talk about them, right? It's not, I mean, that was one of the biggest. Pam laughed at me because when I first started, I didn't know much about Tupperware products. I didn't even know why people bought Tupperware versus whatever's at the dollar store, right? And then she's like, we have a lifetime guarantee. And I'm like, what's that? Like on plastic? Like, I don't understand. And then when she explained, I was like, oh, well, that makes a difference. I kind of see that. I see why people would want to keep coming back. So then when she's like, I called her and I said, hey, is there a manual that I can read about the products? And she's like, Ellen, you don't read about Tupperware, you use Tupperware. And I said, well, I can't afford the Tupperware, so how am I going to use it? And she said, you do your parties and you collect orders, and then you're the host. You get stuff for free and you get stuff for half price. You can use it in your kitchen. When you use it in your kitchen, then you'll be able to talk about it because you're just sharing with them what you just used it for last night. You're sharing with them the recipe that you did. You're sharing with them, you know, what happened when you put it in the freezer for 3 months, right? And so I was like, oh yeah, okay, definitely. And so that's what I did. I would take these things out of my kit, I'd use them in my kitchen, and then before I went to go to a party, I'd get them nice and clean, no water spots, look like they were right out of the box, right? And I'd take them to my parties and I'd demonstrate. And then sometimes with my fridge smart, I would leave the vegetables in there so I could tell them about it, all right? But right now, when you sponsor somebody into the business, you will be able to get a $75 shopping credit for each person you sponsor. So look at your wish list, just like we tell our hosts to do. Make your wish list. Look at your wish list. How many things are on it? What's the dollar amount on there? That's how many people you can sponsor into the business. Well, that's how many people that you can sponsor into the business to be able to get that at the rock bottom price. All right? So that's what we have going on right now for the people that join and the people that bring them. So what's next, Pam?